You know how we usually think about love, especially in like pop culture?
Oh, for sure. It's always loud.
It's so loud. It's standing outside a bedroom window with a boombox or sprinting through an airport.
Right, the big dramatic declaration in the pouring rain.
Exactly. Everyone's shouting over the thunder, and if it's not this huge public spectacle, we're sort of taught it doesn't count.
If it's not posted online, did it even happen?
Yeah, that's the one. But today, for this deep dive, we are taking a hard left turn from all that. We're going to be looking at love as something quiet.
Almost invisible.
Right. We're digging into one specific story, Beneath the Winter Sky. It's from the collection Whispers of the Shape of Love, A Silent Resonance by Abdullah Al-Khalifa.
And Al Khalifa's core philosophy here is, well, it's a real challenge to everything we think we know.
Tell me about it.
The whole idea is that love doesn't always live in big words or grand gestures.
Yeah?
It exists in presence, in silence.
In the space between two people. I saw that in the intro.
That's it. It's about stripping away the performance
Right.
and just finding resonance.
I love that word, resonance. It's in the title, but what are we really talking about? It makes me think of high school physics.
That's actually the perfect way to think about it. Seriously. Remember the tuning forks.
Vaguely.
So if you have two tuning forks tuned to the exact same frequency, you can put them on opposite sides of a room. You strike one.
And the other one starts vibrating.
Without ever touching. It's an energy transfer that just requires being on the same wavelength.
Hmm.
And that is exactly what this story is about.
Okay, that's a cool image to hold on to. So our mission today, unpack Beneath the Winter Sky. Let's look at the characters, the setting, this really subtle bond that they form.
And we have to start with the setting.
The atmosphere is basically a character in itself, isn't it? We're in a place called Alwyn.
Olwen. It's described as this, serene hamlet. It's nestled between lush forests and ancient mountains.
Sounds idyllic.
It is, but the season is what's critical. It's winter.
And not just a light jacket winter. The text calls it long, harsh.
But it also says this is when the stars sparkle brightest, when fires are tended carefully. So you get this intense contrast.
Right. The extreme cold outside makes the warmth inside that much more vital.
Precisamente. And winter, in literature, it's often a symbol for, isolation or even death, dormancy.
Sure.
But Al Khalifa uses snow for its acoustic properties. I mean, have you ever really noticed how the world sounds after a heavy snowfall?
Oh, absolutely. It's dead silent.
Dead silent. It's like the snow just swallows all the sound.
Yeah.
It dampens the noise. It forces the world to go quiet. So the setting of Alwyn is physically designed to strip away distractions. It forces the characters to turn inward.
You can't be busy and loud when you're snowed in.
You have to just sit with yourself.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our main character, Leora.
Leora. Let's talk about her. She's a weaver.
And not just any weaver. She's celebrated for creating the softest cloaks and tapestries in the whole realm.
There's a bit of irony there, isn't there?
A lovely bit of irony, yeah. Think about it. Her entire job, her identity, is built around creating warmth and protection for other people.
But inside.
But inside, the source material says her heart wandered. She's waiting. She doesn't even know what for. She's making warmth for everyone else, but she's internally cold.
That's such a relatable image. You know, spending her evenings by the window, weaving, watching the snowfall. You're doing your work, you're good at it, but inside you're just scanning the horizon.
Waiting for the plot to start.
Exactly.
And that waiting, that's a kind of silence too. It's an expectant silence.
Yeah.
And into that silence crashes our catalyst.
Ah, the catalyst. Enter Sir Colum.
And what an entrance. He shows up during a fierce storm, years before the main timeline of the story really begins.
But he's not the knight in shining armor we expect, is he?
Not at all. And this is where the author really starts to subvert the trope. Sir Kellum is a once-feared warrior, but when he gets to Leora's door, he's broken.
The text says not only in body, but in spirit.
Totally broken. He's lost comrades, lost his hope. He's the anti-hero, not because he's a bad guy, but because he has absolutely zero glory left in him.
That detail really stuck with me. He's not just hurt, he's empty. He's described as being quiet and still.
That stillness is his armor now. He's seen too much noise, too much chaos on the battlefield, so he retreats into silence. It's the only safe place he has left.
And this is where their bond begins. But it's not a whirlwind romance.
No, it's a caretaking dynamic.
Right. She takes him in, feeds him broth, changes his bandages. They spend this whole harsh winter together. But, and I have to play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
The text is clear they barely talk, just days and nights of silence. In the real world, isn't that just
Yeah.
Awkward? Are they really connecting, or are they just roommates who are good at avoiding each other?
That is such a valid question for a modern reader. We are terrified of silence. We immediately think something's wrong.
We do.
But look at how the text describes their bond. It says it wasn't dramatic or passionate. It was gentle, much like the way snow settles on stone, unnoticed yet certain.
Unnoticed yet certain. Wow, that's a beautiful line.
It is. And it answers your question, I think. Think about snow settling on a rock. You don't hear it happening. You don't see the pile getting bigger second by second.
You just look out one morning and the whole landscape has changed. The rock is covered.
The bond is there. It didn't need words to build it.
So the silence wasn't empty, it was full.
Completely. A companionable silence. I mean, Leora does share things. She tells him stories about the stars, ancient gods, her dreams.
And Galumum.
He just listens. But he really listens. The text says his expression doesn't change, but his eyes follow her everywhere. He finds a forgotten peace just by watching her exist.
It's an intimacy without any demand.
Yes, he's not asking her to entertain him. She's not asking him to fix her. They're just coexisting in this little winter cocoon.
But winter's end. Spring arrives.
And with spring comes the departure. And if you're waiting for that tearful goodbye at the stables, you're not going to get it.
It is the ultimate anticlimax. He gets well enough to ride and he leaves just as quietly as he arrived.
No promises.
No, I'll write you. No, I love you. Nothing. Just a final glance.
It defies every single modern romance trope we have. We're taught that you have to declare it, you have to lock it down, you have to DTR define the relationship.
Right. But Kylam just rides away.
He does.
Okay, hold on. He leaves without a single word. I mean, in today's world, we'd call that ghosting. That's not romantic. That's just abandoning the person who literally saved your life. How are we supposed to root for this guy?
I get that reaction.
Yeah.
I really do. It feels cold. But let's look at it from his character's context. He arrived a broken man.
Okay.
Leora healed him. If he stayed, he would always be the broken thing she fixed. By leaving, he's actually performing an act of respect. He needs to go out and become a whole person again on his own terms.
So him leaving is proof that her healing worked.
Exactly. He's strong enough to go now. He can't offer her anything but his brokenness if he stays.
That's a really interesting way to frame it. And what about Leora?
She goes back to her weaving. But the text says something truly heartbreaking. It says, her heart was no longer hers. She had silently given it away.
Ah, there's that silent resonance.
Yeah.
She never said it out loud, but the transaction happened anyway.
A silent gift. And then time moves on.
Yeah.
And this is the part we really need to sit with because it's not a quick montage.
No, the text says years flowed by.
Years.
We have to pause on that because it's easy to read that line, but think about what that actually means. One winter passes, then another. No letters, no messages, no carrier pigeons.
No likes on Instagram. Just absolute radio silence.
It's agonizing from a modern perspective. We need those feedback loops. We need to know, are you still thinking of me?
But Leora's just there watching the snow every winter. She has these quiet dreams about him. It speaks to the incredible endurance of this kind of connection.
Because it wasn't built on words.
So it can't be dismantled by silence. It just waits.
It's almost like she's weaving him into her life just by remembering him. She's holding that space for him, even when common sense would scream, he's gone, move on.
Common sense would absolutely say that. But resonance doesn't really care about common sense. If that tuning fork is still vibrating, it's still vibrating. The distance doesn't stop the frequency.
So let's fast forward. The payoff. One winter evening, the snow is falling again. Classic Alwyn. Leora hears hooves outside.
The atmosphere is just palpable. A figure draped in silver fur dismounts.
Silver fur. That's a very specific detail.
It is. It implies a huge shift in his status. He left as a broken soldier in rags. He comes back as a man of substance. He's conquered whatever world he went into.
He's survived. Prospered, even.
But when Leora sees him, he's described as older, weathered. And then there's the most important detail. His eyes.
His eyes. It says he regarded her as if she were the only warmth in the world.
That gaze is unchanged. The world has aged him. He's wearing silver instead of bandages. But that fundamental recognition that she's his warmth that's untouched.
So he comes inside. And again, there's no running into each other's arms.
Nope. He enters without a word. They just sit by the fire.
The fire crackles, the snow falls outside. And finally, Calum speaks.
And notice what he says. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't list his accomplishments or brag about the silver fur.
He says, I've traveled every land since I left, but no fire ever warmed me like yours did.
Oof, that line.
That line, no fire ever warmed me like yours did.
It connects everything right back to the beginning. Her weaving, the warmth she creates. He's acknowledging that she didn't just heal his body all those years ago. She healed his soul's coldness.
She was the fire.
She was the fire. He's basically saying, I have seen the entire world, and nothing out there compares to the silence we had in this room.
And Leora's response is just perfect. She doesn't scream, "Where have you been?"
Doesn't demand an explanation.
She stays silent. She just walks over and places her hand on his chest.
And she feels his heartbeat. The text says it echoed the warmth of their shared winter. It's a grounding gesture. She's verifying that he's real. Words can lie. A heartbeat doesn't.
And that's where the scene ends. Just them by the fire, in silence.
It's such a powerful image, and if we zoom out now and we connect this to Abdul al-Khalifa's wider message in the book, we really start to see the mission of his work.
Yeah, let's unpack that philosophy. The author says these stories are written for quiet moments.
Exactly. Al-Khalifa's belief is that true connection is felt, not forced. We live in a world that demands constant communication. We over-explain our feelings. We dissect every text message.
We define relationships before they've even had a chance to breathe.
And this story just challenges that anxiety. It suggests that maybe the most powerful emotions are the ones we never say out loud.
Because you don't have to.
You just don't have to.
It's the show don't tell rule for emotions. But it's risky, isn't it? I mean, waiting years without a single promise. That takes a level of faith that I'm not sure most people have.
It is terrifying. It requires immense vulnerability. But the moral given in the text kind of offers a counter-argument to that fear. It says, some love stories are not inscribed in letters, but rather in silence, memory, and the warmth we leave behind.
And it mentions endurance. Love endures, quiet, constant, and waiting for its season to return. That's the critical thinking part for me. We think of endurance as active, fighting for love, working on it.
Going to therapy.
Right. But here, endurance is just remaining constant, like the stone under the snow.
Yes. It's about having faith in the connection itself. Their understanding was implicit. They didn't need to explain the years apart because, in a way, their connection existed outside of time.
The tuning fork was still vibrating.
The tuning fork was still vibrating. And if you look at the author's intent, Al-Khalifa says these stories are about love that lingers, love that waits, and love that changes us softly.
Softly. That word is key. We're used to love hitting us like a freight train.
But this is a love that changes you like water changes a landscape. Slowly, softly, but permanently.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's not the hurricane, it's the tide. So what does this mean for you listening right now?
It means that, there's an invitation here to value the unspoken, to trust that if a bond is real, it can survive silence, it can survive distance. It doesn't need to be constantly validated to exist.
Maybe you don't need the grand gesture. Maybe the real stuff is happening in the quiet moments that we overlook because we're waiting for the fireworks.
Right. When was the last time you just sat with someone, a partner, a friend, a parent, and felt completely understood without saying a single word?
That's rare. It's really rare. We feel like we have to fill the silence. We pull out our phones.
But in this story, silence is the destination. It's the comfort zone. It's the highest form of intimacy.
To be alone with someone else. So if you're the kind of person who appreciates this slower, deeper take on connection, you might want to check out the full collection.
Yes. Whispers of the Shape of Love. A Silent Resonance by Abdullah al-Khalifa is on Amazon Kindle. It's a collection really designed for that kind of honest, reflective reading.
We'll put the link in the description. Definitely a read for a rainy Sunday.
Or a snowy evening, if you can find one. Just bring your own blanket.
Exactly. Bring your own warmth.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. We've talked a lot about Leora and Caleb's silence.
Let's turn that mirror around.
Yes.
So here's the question. If the most powerful emotions are the ones we never say out loud, what silent conversations are currently shaping your life right now?
Who are you having a conversation with without saying a single word?
Yeah.
And are you brave enough to just let that silence speak for itself?
Let's think about it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the quiet. We'll see you next time.